faithfully delivering value, interpreting great books from around the world. Hello, this is Sally's Book Talk. Today, I'll be interpreting the book called The Rise and Fall of the Dinosaurs. Subtitle: A New Epic of a Lost World. Author is American paleontologist Steve Broussat. On our planet, life has existed for 3.5 billion years, but this hasn't been a peaceful journey. Over vast stretches of time, Earth's ecological environment has undergone dramatic changes, and life forms have risen or gone extinct accordingly. In fact, long before humans appeared, countless species have played out the tragedies and comedies of life and death. Among them, the most well-known to us is probably the dinosaurs. This is thanks to fossils. A large number of dinosaur fossils have preserved the skulls, teeth, limbs, and even entire skeletons of these ancient creatures. Based on this, paleontologists can reconstruct their appearance, and artists can then use their imagination on this foundation. In 1993, with the hit sci fiction movie Jurassic Park, the elegant Brachiosaurus, the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the agile Velociraptor became deeply ingrained in people's minds, becoming the standard image of dinosaurs. However, Jurassic Park is, after all, an old movie. Today, paleontologists' research on dinosaurs has greatly advanced, and many past understandings have been proven wrong. For example, pterosaurs were once thought to be flying dinosaurs and ancestors of birds.
But the latest evidence shows that pterosaurs don't belong to dinosaurs at all.
There are many similar examples. For ancient creatures like dinosaurs, people still have many misconceptions. Today, in this book, The Rise and Fall of the Dinosaurs, the author combines recent research findings to outline a new picture of the dinosaur era, allowing us to understand this once dominant ruler of Earth. My narration will proceed according to the 4 stages: the birth, rise, heyday, and decline of the dinosaurs. Finally, I'll also analyze the impact of the dinosaurs' decline on human destiny. All right, now let's start with the first stage, the birth of the dinosaurs. The story of the dinosaurs begins with the last period of the Paleozoic era, the Permian period. The Permian period began 250 million years ago and ended 299 million years ago, lasting about 50 million years. The overlord of the Permian was Lystrosaurus. Lystrosaurus was about the size of a bear with sharp teeth, preying on Dicynodon, Lystrosaurus, etc. These ancient creatures were all herbivores, living by eating plants. So where were the dinosaurs at this time? The answer is they hadn't appeared yet. In fact, even if they had, they probably couldn't have thrived, because Lystrosaurus, at the top of the food chain, would eat them while they were still small, unless Lystrosaurus disappeared. But they'd lasted millions of years? How could they just vanish? The reason was a geological catastrophe. At the end of the Permian period, intense crustal movements caused Siberia in modern-day Russia to crack open with fissures stretching kilometers, like the Earth splitting wide open.
Magma continuously erupted from these gashes for over 1 million years, scorching all life in Siberia.
Worse, volcanic ash and CO2 spread globally with deadly consequences. Ash blocked sunlight, stopping photosynthesis, while massive CO2 caused greenhouse effects, killing plants en masse. Thus, herbivores like Dicynodon went extinct, and their predator Lystrosaurus couldn't escape doom either. In this Permian disaster, Earth's ecosystem collapsed. 90% of species vanished. Paleontologists call it the Great Dying. Over 5 million years, dust settled, CO2 dropped, ecosystems recovered, and new species emerged. Meanwhile, the Paleozoic ended and Mesozoic began, starting 250 million years ago, lasting approximately 180 million years, until 66 million years ago. Scientists divided into Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods. Dinosaurs debuted in the early Triassic, but early dinosaurs were nothing like later ones.
The author studied fossils showing early dinosaurs were cat-sized, weighing approximately 5 kilograms.
Hard to imagine this pet-sized creature evolving into a behemoth like T-Rex. Actually, throughout the Triassic, dinosaurs were minor players. Pseudosuchians ruled the food chain. Saurosuchus, just the name evokes cold-blooded ferocity.
Indeed, Saurosuchus exceeded 7 meters. Its muscular neck and razor teeth could snap prey bones with one bite. Before Saurosuchus, cat-sized primitive dinosaurs were mere snacks.
In fact, primitive dinosaurs like Eoraptor heroceros were prey for Saurosuchus, evidenced by clear tooth marks found on their fossils. Besides Saurosuchus, other pseudosuchians like Ornithosuchus, Phytosaurs, Adasaurs were also dinosaur predators. In such conditions, dinosaurs had little chance to evolve into large animals. By late Triassic, the largest primitive dinosaurs were only giraffe-sized, defenseless against pseudosuchian attacks. In morphological diversity, primitive dinosaurs paled compared to pseudosuchians. This shows dinosaurs were evolutionarily less successful than pseudosuchians. In short, dinosaurs were comprehensively outcompeted by pseudosuchians. For 30 million years, dinosaurs survived under pseudosuchian dominance. Thus, while the Permian extinction created space for new species like dinosaurs, it didn't guarantee their dominance. Reaching the top of the food chain requires additional conditions. In Stage 2, I'll explain dinosaurs' miraculous rise. Like the Permian's end, the Triassic's close brought ecological upheaval, again driven by tectonic activity fracturing Pangaea. What was Pangaea?
Simply put, ancient land masses, later Eurasia, Americas, Africa, Australia, were one contiguous supercontinent.
Scientists call this megaland Pangaea, where ancient life thrived. But from mid-Triassic, tectonic forces began splitting the surface. Magma flooded approximately 7.77 million square kilometers at Pangaea's center. Volcanic ash then blotted sunlight while CO2 spiked, causing mass plant or animal die-offs. This mirrored the Permian catastrophe that wiped out 90% of species. Though less severe, this extinction claimed approximately 30% of life. Like Permian's Lystrosaurus, Triassic's Saurosuchus perished. Pseudosuchians nearly vanished. Only a few primitive crocodiles survived, eventually evolving into modern alligators and crocodiles. Dinosaurs were among the survivors. Scientists haven't yet found convincing explanations for their survival. But one thing's certain, the extinction ended the Triassic. When tectonic activity subsided, Earth entered the Mesozoic's second period, the Jurassic, and by then, dinosaur predators had vanished. Thereafter, dinosaurs gradually shed primitive forms, with size and weight skyrocketing. Sauropod dinosaurs were particularly remarkable in this regard. What are sauropod dinosaurs? They're quadrupedal herbivores characterized by long necks and tails. Familiar examples like Brontosaurus and Brachiosaurus are sauropods. They emerged in late Triassic but grew dramatically in Jurassic. Fossils make this growth evident. In spring 2018, the author found abundant sauropod fossils on Scotland's Isle of Skye, measuring over 15 meters long, weighing 10 to 20 tons, triple an elephant's weight. By late Jurassic, giants like Brontosaurus exceeded 30 meters and 30 tons. Compared to primitive dinosaurs, this was a metamorphosis. But many species survived the Triassic. Why did only sauropods become colossal? The secret lies in 4 physiological advantages. First, long necks. Most sauropods had slender, pneumatic necks, air sacs, that lightened vertebrae without compromising strength. Thus, sauropods could lift necks high while maintaining balance. If we traveled to Jurassic, we'd witness a sauropod, say a Brontosaurus, standing for hours beneath trees, its neck swaying like a mechanical arm stripping foliage. One Brontosaurus consumed over 45 kilograms of leaves daily, far more than typical herbivores. More food meant greater growth. Second, rapid growth. Sauropods started cat-sized but reached airplane proportions in 30 to 40 years. This growth rate is nothing short of a miracle in nature. How did sauropod dinosaurs achieve this? The answer is an efficient metabolic system. Generally, faster metabolism accelerates growth, a process requiring substantial oxygen. Here, sauropods' third advantage, efficient respiration, kicks in. Their respiratory system, lungs and air sacs, works bidirectionally, inhaling and exhaling simultaneously. This supercharges metabolism for rapid growth. Notably, this respiratory structure mirrors birds exactly. Since birds evolved from dinosaurs, identical respiratory systems are key evidence.
Fourthly, automatic culling was sauropods' physiological edge.
Neck air sacs cooled and inhaled hot air, effectively a built-in AC system.
Jurassic temperatures soared higher than today. Luckily, sauropods' cooling prevented heat stroke. In summary, slender, lightweight necks, rapid growth, efficient breathing, and automatic cooling. These four elements were essential for sauropods' gigantism, all indispensable. Of course, this wasn't intentional, just evolutionary outcome. What's evolution's basic principle? The author notes, natural selection. Take long necks. Some primitive dinosaurs developed them through mutation, accessing more food. This gave competitive advantages over peers. When inherited, advantages passed to offspring. Gradually, long-necked dinosaurs thrived while shorter ones faded.
But natural selection is glacial. The Jurassic spanned 54 million years. Only by mid-late period did some dinosaurs consolidate all four traits.
Their transformation into sauropods took over 20 million years. Yet for sauropods, their hard-won size tragically made them prey. And that predator? Another dinosaur.
Theropod dinosaurs.
Sauropods subsisted on plants. Theropod dinosaurs were classic carnivores, running bipedally at high speeds with razor teeth and claws, capable of killing prey instantly.
During the Triassic, pressured by pseudosuchians, theropods could only hunt small reptiles, limiting their growth.
The largest Herrerasaurus reached just 4 meters long and 180 kilograms. Entering the Jurassic, theropods targeted sauropods, drastically expanding their food supply and nutrition for robust growth. By late Jurassic, theropods evolved Allosaurus, a fierce dinosaur over 9 meters long, weighing 2 tons, with incredible speed. When attacking, Allosaurus first smashed prey with its rock-hard skull, then tore flesh with dagger-like teeth for feasting. More terrifyingly, Allosaurus developed pack-hunting tactics to ambush giants like Brontosaurus and Brachiosaurus. Consider, adult Brachiosaurus weighed approximately 55 tons, earth-shaking behemoths still falling prey.
Paleontologists nicknamed Allosaurus
The butcher of the Jurassic. Below Allosaurus thrived mid-sized theropods. Horned Ceratosaurus, agile Coelurus, long-armed Ornitholestes. These carnivores devoured both sauropods and non-dinosaur species, dominating Jurassic food chains. Thus, dinosaurs, specifically theropods, became Earth's rulers. But the story continues. For Stage 3, I'll cover dinosaurs' Golden Age developments. Around 145 million years ago, Jurassic ended. Did another mass extinction begin, the Mesozoic's final period, Cretaceous? No, geologists defined this period due to prolonged stability without major events. But this division wasn't arbitrary. As mentioned, late Triassic tectonics fractured Pangaea into Africa, Eurasia, Americas, etc. In the first 10 million years of the Cretaceous, climate cooled, sea levels dropped, exposing more land, making migration easier. This is when dinosaurs spread globally. This explains why identical dinosaur fossils are found worldwide. For example, Tyrannosaurus, also a theropod, originated in China, migrated to North America via the Bering Land Bridge in early Cretaceous, hence fossils in China, Canada, and US. Soon after T-Rex arrived, climate warmed, rising seas submerged the land bridge, while tectonic movements widened continental gaps, forming today's 5 continents and 4 oceans. Thus isolated on separate continents, dinosaurs began distinct evolutionary paths. Some dinosaurs declined, like sauropods including Brontosaurus, likely due to environmental shifts. Mid-Cretaceous saw 25 million years of intense volcanism, releasing massive CO2 and toxins, killing plants. Sauropods starved, and their theropod predators turned violent, competing for dwindling prey. Sobering theory. Some paleontologists believe Allosaurus, Jurassic's apex predator, went extinct from internal conflicts. Surviving theropods grew smaller. They lacked nutrition. But after surviving these hardships, dinosaurs rebounded into their golden age. The emblem was Tyrannosaurus, originating mid-Jurassic. Initially jungle-dwelling, it preyed on small lizards and reptiles, so wasn't large. Primitive Tyrannosaurus caelescus, found in Siberia, stood 2 meters tall, weighing 45 kilograms. The tiniest Dillon weighed just 4.5 kilograms over tens of millions of years. During this era, Tyrannosaurus remained insignificant.
But entering Cretaceous, its evolution accelerated dramatically.
In 2009, Chinese scientists discovered a Tyrannosaurus fossil in Kazo, Liaoning. Studies showed it measured 9 meters long and weighed over 10 tons, far surpassing primitive relatives. 3 years later, another 9-meter fossil emerged in Liaoning, feathered and named Utyrannus. This indicates large tyrannosaurs appeared in East Asia by the early Cretaceous. How did this genetic mutation occur, and what conditions enabled it? Paleontologists lack definitive answers but confirm these large tyrannosaurs survived ecological shifts to dominate East Asia's food chain.
And meanwhile, some tyrannosaurs crossed the Bering Land Bridge to North America before its submergence separated continents. Isolated populations evolved separately, East Asian ones becoming Zhuchang tyrannus.
As named, Zhuchang tyrannus was discovered in Zhuchang, Shandong, China. Reaching 11 meters long and 7 tons, its powerful legs enabled swift hunting, while thunderous roars terrified herbivores. In North America, Tyrannosaurus evolved into Tyrannosaurus rex, the king tyrant lizard, with even greater combat prowess. Paleontologists combined Greek and Latin for its name, meaning tyrant lizard king, aptly capturing its ferocity. Adult T-Rex measured nearly 13 meters long and weighed approximately 8 tons. It consumed 113 kilograms of meat daily, equivalent to 4 male lions, just to survive. So what did T-Rex eat? Triceratops, Ankylosaurus, Edmontosaurus, all thick-skinned giant herbivores. Take Triceratops, heavier than T-Rex, with a rock-hard head and 3 lethal horns, a formidable opponent. Yet T-Rex prevailed with 50 or more razor teeth and crushing bite force, a single tooth delivering 360 kilonewtons of pressure.
Triple an African lion's bite, enough to puncture a car. Even Triceratops' armored skull couldn't withstand it.
Crushed bones in Triceratops fossils, undoubtedly T-Rex's handiwork.
Likely due to high solo risk, Triceratops adopted herd behavior. By late Cretaceous, Triceratops traveled in herds, prompting T-Rex to develop pack tactics, feints, ambushes, and coordinated attacks that could slaughter entire groups, providing days of meals. With overwhelming combat prowess, Tyrannosaurus rex became the undisputed king during the last 20 million years of the Cretaceous. Crig, it remains the largest and most fearsome land predator to date. Due to continental drift, T-Rex couldn't roam globally like Allosaurus, confined to North America. This benefited dinosaur diversity as medium or small species evolved without predators. Thus, in late Cretaceous, diverse dinosaurs roamed across continents. T-Rex ruled North America. Argentinosaurs dominated South America. Africa hosted a dinosaur with teeth similar to sharks, Carcharodontosaurus. Europe then was island chains. Limited resources couldn't sustain giants. So, Europe's islands teemed with small dinosaur varieties. Estimates suggest billions of dinosaurs existed globally. Dinosaurs peaked, but catastrophe loomed. For Stage 4, I'll explain dinosaurs' decline. Imagine Hell Creek, Midwestern USA, for context. Time: 66 million years ago. At dawn, T-Rexes awoke to dappled sunlight filtering through leaves. A rushing river flowed nearby. Across it, thousands of Triceratops grazed. Instantly alert, the T-Rexes readied for hunting. Suddenly, a colossal glowing sphere lit the southeastern sky.
Air ignited! Fire street shot out, shattering ribs of T-Rexes mid-stride.
Seconds later, Earth convulsed violently like a writhing snake. All life, dinosaurs, mammals, pterosaurs, crocodiles, were hurled skyward, then smashed down. Then pea-sized molten rocks rained, igniting forests. Wildfires consumed tree-hiding animals. Within 15 minutes, Hell Creek's life perished, including mighty T-Rex. The site became true hell. What could possibly explain this? So, 66 million years ago, one day, an asteroid or possibly a comet crashed into what is now Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. The impact force reached 100 trillion tons, equivalent to the power of 1 billion Hiroshima atomic bombs. The crust was torn open with a gap over 40 kilometers long, forming an impact crater over 160 kilometers wide.
Instantly, all life within 1,000 kilometers of Yucatan died. Hell Creek, 3,500 kilometers away, was fatally hit minutes later. And this was just the start. The impact released massive energy, triggering a magnitude 10 earthquake.
The earthquake caused tsunamis, awakening volcanoes in the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. Countless eruptions spewed ash that blanketed the sky for millennia, creating a strong greenhouse effect. Earth turned into a giant oven, killing masses of plants and animals. This global ecological disaster led to the extinction of 70% of species, including the dinosaurs. Curiously, some creatures did survive, like crocodiles, turtles, and lizards. Why couldn't the dinosaurs survive? The book's author notes that survivors shared a common trait. They were at the food chain's bottom, in harsh environments with simple diets. Take turtles, for instance. When the impact hit, they could hide underwater to avoid earthquakes and flying rocks. Turtles' food. It mainly consists of decaying plants and organic matter, so even with mass plant deaths, they could endure for ages. Dinosaurs didn't have such advantages. They were huge, making it hard to find shelter. So many died early in the catastrophe. Diet-wise, herbivorous dinosaurs only ate fresh plants. Once photosynthesis stopped and plants died, they starved. Thus, carnivores like T-Rex had nothing to eat. Death was their only fate. And so, from the mid-Jurassic, the dinosaurs that ruled Earth came to an end in the late Cretaceous. Biologically, this was an accident where an external force interrupted evolution. Before this, dinosaurs had thrived on Earth for 150 million years, dominated for 100 million, and were thriving. If not for the asteroid impact, they would have kept thriving. Thrive. They could have thrived for tens of millions more years, meaning humans might never have emerged. Sci-fi author Liu Cixin wrote Destiny, where lovers in space deflect an asteroid headed for Earth. Returning home, they discover their ship had traveled through a wormhole to the Cretaceous. They diverted the Yucatan impacting asteroid. Dinosaurs kept rolling Earth while humans became their slaves. Though fictional, this reflects reality. Without dinosaur extinction, humans wouldn't dominate. We might not even exist. Under dinosaurs' shadow, African primates millions of years ago couldn't have evolved into humans. So while the asteroid ended dinosaurs, it cleared humanity's path. But did dinosaurs truly vanish?
Not entirely. Modern birds evolved from dinosaurs.
Back in Jurassic, small dinosaurs developed wings and took flight. Earlier, we discussed their efficient respiratory system. Bidirectional breathing was crucial for avian evolution. Birds fly thousands of kilometers using this billion-year evolved system. How did flying dinosaurs survive the catastrophe? The author admits current research can't fully explain. Only the most adaptable flyers survived. When you see seagulls gliding, regard them with awe. Without their dinosaur ancestors enduring millions of years, they wouldn't grace our skies. Life is fragile yet resilient against nature's forces. Well, that concludes the rise and fall of the dinosaurs. Reading notes are below the audio. Until next time.